I'm so stressed out. I could explode now. I feel like crying. Stress is part of our lives, and it can be overwhelming at times. As a working mother, you are likely to encounter a lot of situations and challenges that cause stress. So the question is how to handle it in a way that it's not harmful to you, your well-being, or your environment. Hi, I'm Esther and welcome to my channel. In this video, I will share with you 3 practical tips on how to manage stress better when you are in the middle of a frustrating situation and you don't want to get overwhelmed by the feelings of stress, anxiety, and anger. Before exploring different techniques that you can apply right at the moment, let's discuss what stress is. It is a feeling of emotional and physical tension that can arise from any real event or thought or perception that makes you feel frustrated, overwhelmed, angry, or nervous. We all react to stress differently based on our personality, education, socialization, and environment. We have learned different coping mechanisms to deal with stress throughout our lives. And that is why someone wants to snap at others, another one will burst out crying, and the third one might want to escape from the situation. There are different ways how stress can manifest. There is just one common thing, that stress is never good for you in the long term. However, in the short term, it activates the fight and flight reflex, which helps our senses to become sharper, and we will be more focused, we will switch into crisis mode, and we will be able to deal with the challenges easier. Let it be an angry manager, a crying toddler, or a tight project deadline. That is the tricky part, that we are great at crisis mode. So when we are under stress, we will manage difficult situations like superheroes. But magic always comes with a price. You can't live your life on adrenaline. It will make you exhausted and it will take you to the edge of burnout. The best would be not to deal with stress at all, or just very occasionally. Check out my video where I talk about how to proactively fight against stress and create a life where you can be more relaxed as a baseline. And now, let's have a look at the top tips on managing stress in the middle of a terrible situation, when you just feel that stress is taking over your emotions and you get overwhelmed by the tension. Number 1 tip, breathe. Focusing on your breath is the immediate solution to control the physical symptoms of stress, which will help you to release emotional tension. When you are stressed, your whole body reacts. Your heart pumps faster, muscles tighten, blood pressure rises, and your breath quickens. And our body is amazing. If you control these physical symptoms of stress, you will also control the emotional tension. Inhale deeply and exhale very slowly and repeat it a couple of times. As you slow down your breath, as you release the tension in your shoulders, you send the message to your mind that everything is alright, there is no more danger, the tiger has left, you are safe, and you can calm down. Our body and mind connection is fantastic, isn't it? The second one, ask for time. It is the most simple and brilliant trick. The next thing that you can do is get out of the situation if that's possible and ask for time for yourself. If you are stressed out because of your kid's behavior, then if your child is safe, walk out of the room to calm down. If you get a frustrating mail at work, the rule of thumb is close it and answer it later, preferably the next day, when you already gained some distance from the triggering mail. If your manager asks for something that is frustrating you, tell them that you would like to think about it and discuss it next time. Asking for time might not be applicable in every situation, but in many it is. By walking away and asking for time for yourself, you basically stop pulling the trigger and give yourself a break so that you can deal with the situation later when you are already able to see it from a different perspective. Who said you need to react immediately? If you once got out of the situation, there are certain smaller things that you can try out to help your body and mind to calm down. There is the classic old tip to count down from 10 to 1 silently in your head. Another one is changing your focus. So for example, wherever you are, list 10 green things in your environment right now. It also might be the time to drink a cup of chamomile tea, which is something you can easily do in the office kitchen or at home. If you feel like crying, don't fight it. Crying is one of the best techniques to release tension. Go for a walk in the fresh air for at least 10 to 20 minutes, and you will see immediately the positive impact on your mood. Talk to someone you trust and get it out of your system. Might sound funny, but crying out is one of the best methods to get rid of tension. If you feel you can't just shout into the air because of what will the neighbors think, you can try singing as loud as you just can. It has the very same effect, and it might not be that embarrassing. These tips will help you to manage stressful situations better in your life. Let me know in the comments which tip did you like the most. Please support more free content for working moms by clicking on the subscribe button, and don't forget to like the video. Thank you.